The next one coming from Eric, who I believe is new to the group. So shout out to Eric. He's finding that when he does physical things like exercise or go for walks or even going to the gym or something like that, he's not having any issue with symptom flare-ups, little blips and dips. But the cognitive and emotional stresses are what are causing him to have the dips and blips. And mostly he said it's talking to people, like having phone conversations often are stressful. I don't know if it's to do with work or it's personal. Depending on which arena it's showing up in, you may have more control over it than less, right? If it's personal, you can just not talk to that person and make it a little easier. But when it comes to work or family and things like that, it's a little bit more difficult. So he's asking about like before a phone call, during a phone call, and after a phone call, what are the types of things he can do? To be honest, the other two questions have already answered this for him. So Eric, I hope you were getting some insights on this, because you have a phone call coming up and you have major apprehension building up coming up to that phone call, because in your mind, you're like, if I take this phone call and I do this phone call, I'm going to have a big crash after, right? A symptom flare up, post-exertional malaise, all these things that we fear, okay? That anxiety leading up to the phone call, that expectation and the fear build up the nervous system into the fight or flight that create the perfect environment for this to happen. So once again, we need to try to be really neutral about the idea of having this phone call. And the only way we can do that is by starting an evidence list about conversations with people. So perhaps when you have a conversation with someone briefly, who you're really close to and who's really supportive, you don't have that. And so you can write that down, like, hey, I had a conversation with someone, totally didn't have any symptoms afterwards. Everything was fine. Maybe you can write a little note about the nature of the phone call. And maybe you can write an affirmation afterwards as well. You can be like, not all phone calls cause me symptoms and stress. And maybe that's just the first thing. Maybe that's just the first thing that you go in. Now, during it, trying to take those deep breaths and trying to send messages of safety to your brain fairly constantly during that phone call is going to help. Right now, we're all in a safe place. And so knowing that you're actually on the other end of a phone from someone and there's nothing attacking you, you're not in any danger, you can make up any excuse you want to get off that phone call.